What's up guys, Happy here. Today's video is about the new AD Revolt. This is my latest application which reverses live IP radio stations. Why that's important, that's entirely up to you. This is basically something that people have been trying to do for a long time. The only way you could basically reverse audio in real time was through effects pedals and stuff like that, but to do it in an app is simply unheard of. Now, since the announcement of this application, there has been a few emails and stuff. Basically, they don't believe that this is actually doing what it's saying on the tin. So today I'm going to basically show you guys how this actually does what it does. Okay, so over here, this is how this app works. It has... Basically, you can actually go to this address now and check this out yourself. It's gist.github.com/appydroid. This is where I store all the IP radio addresses so the app can connect to them. This also works with the other apps that use IP radio as well. So on here, I'm just going to show you quickly. I have it set to the English selection here. That is this list here. So what I'm basically going to do in real time is I'm basically going to delete this list and show you that it is actually connecting to those and it is actually indeed reversing the audio. So it is set to this. I'm going to then close this here. So I'm going to try and get this all in frame so you can see it happening in real time. So when I play this, the list is there, so this should start connecting to the stations in reverse. As you can hear, the audio is in reverse. Just to prove that, I'm going to then go into the settings, go back to the effects, and then I'm going to flip it forwards. So then this comes through forwards. Now it's in reverse again, and so on. So what I'm then going to do now, I'm going to stop this app. So that's now stopped. I'm not going to turn it off or anything like that. I'm basically going to go to this list. This is the English list. I'm then going to edit this list. See, I can then update this in real time. So if there are any IP addresses go dead, this is why I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to copy it first, and then I'm just going to simply delete everything in this list and update it. Now they're still going to show here because you can't really have nothing in the gist, but I can assure you nothing's in here at all. If I go back to edit, for example, you'll see the list is empty. So now when I go back to this app, it's still going to play them because the file is still in there. So I'm basically going to restart the application. I'm going to close it down and then find it again. Where are we? Here it is here. So I'm going to restart it. And when I press the power button, you're not going to hear nothing because the radio stations aren't there anymore. So there we have it. So just to prove that this is actually working, I'm going to then go to the regions. I'm then going to select global. I'm then going to close it. And then I'm going to start, and then you'll hear it working again. So that's just to show it is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. So now I'm going to go back here. I'm going to stop that for a wee second. App is still running. I'm not going to close it this time. I'm then just going to repaste all that back in there. As you can see, all the IP addresses are back in. I'm then going to update the list, which will then reactivate the stations again. I'm then not even going to switch this app off. I'm going to then just go back to the settings. And I'm going to select the English. As you can see, there's nothing else selected. It's only the English. And then we're simply just going to close it. And then I'm going to press power. It's going to sound a little bit weird until it reconnects again. You will hear it will start working. And it's now working just as it was before. Just to show you, to settings, back to the effects, Press forwards. It's now back and forwards again. And that's just to prove that I'm not using like reversed files from the website or something like that, which I have done in the past before on different apps, like the original Ghostbox apps and stuff like that. That was the way it was done. They were basically hosted on the website. That's just to save space on the device. But it is actually reversing live IP radio stations, as you just heard. That was all the files here. You can go to that address right now. Let's just go back. Click on Android. That's address right here. You can basically go and check all these files if you want. Just select on the English, for example. You can click on any of these files, basically highlight them, and then you can actually open them in a web browser, for example. They do actually work, and as you can see, they are pointing to live radio streams. There's not like Wix.com or anything like that in here. It's actual live IP radio. As I said, the reason it is doing this is basically it's like a ring buffer system. Is basically whatever sweep setting you have this set to. Let's just show you, for example. So whatever sweep setting you have this set to, it doesn't tell you what sweep setting it is. It's just faster or slower. So if I have it right very fast, it only basically records a little segment of that audio that basically matches the sweep. It then passes it through into a buffer, which basically flips the audio, and then it sends it to the channel. That's all it's really doing. It's nothing super complex or anything like that, but just simply has never been done in app form before. So why is that important? Well, basically it rules out a few fundamental problems. When you have banks in your app, for example, you will, after a period of time of using it, you will start to recognize phonemes, phonetic sounds, stuff like that will become very repetitive. So over a period of time, I mean, it's fine when you first start using it, you don't really notice it, but after a period of time, you start noticing the audio is repetitive. That is just down to the way the app works, as physics, basically. Eventually, you will start... you will recognize the phonemes and snippets of audio and stuff like that. So the only way to get around that was to use IP radio stations, which is live audio. Is completely basically coming through live the whole time, so you don't have that repetitive audio. The only fundamental problem with that is in forward, so there's nothing to say that wasn't a radio DJ or something like that you heard. Typically these IP radio apps, they tend to sweep very slow. They're only doing it over a few channels and stuff like that. They're not really efficient, but this is basically flipping that audio in reverse. So not only that, you have settings like you can go into regions. If you're an English speaker, for example, you can set it to a different language which you don't understand. That would also limit the false positives as well, because if you do hear something in English, that would be very interesting. Not only that, when it's backwards, you shouldn't be understanding anything anyway, because it's in complete reverse. So you will basically just hear gibberish, and that is the whole point of it. Anyway, I hope that was informational for you and stuff like that. I hope that clears a few things up. The app is actually doing what it says in the tin. It's not like streaming reversed audio or anything like that. It's actually flipping it in real time on the app. Now, I say in real time, it's doing it in real time, but it's not... You can't record something in the future. So basically what happens, it records a tiny little fragment of that audio. You immediately hear it right after that. It's not like the Flashback 2 pedal where you're waiting like 15 seconds for the audio to start coming through, because it has to fill like a bucket of water basically, and then it has to pour that bucket of water out. So this is doing it very fast in mere milliseconds. It's almost as real time as you can actually physically get it. So think of it like a live YouTube stream or something like that. There's a little bit of a delay, which is acceptable. There's about 2-3 seconds worth of delay just by watching a YouTube video. That is also apparent with live radio, for example, by the time you hear it, it's already like a good few seconds on. It's not like immediately live, but it's as best as we can get it, basically. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. This video is already 10 minutes long, and I'm waffling on, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye then now.